Hey, Attorney Montgomery here, and it's Tuesday, which means it's time for our weekly updates as it relates to immigration. All right, here we go. Number one, mass deportations are disrupting U.S. industries. Surprise, surprise. Major manufacturers in both Michigan and Kentucky are experiencing severe labor shortages. Oh, Kentucky. How's that working out for you? Now, so major layoffs at GE Appliances and fatigue at Kraft Heinz due to enforcement-related staffing gaps. The crackdown threatens industries such as construction, hospitality, and caregiving nationwide, meaning nursing homes, hospices, who have nursing assistants, who have licensed nurse practitioners, because most foreigners tend to want to be nurses and they go to school to become a home health aide or a certified nurse assistant or an LPN or an RN. And so those industries are now being impacted thanks to the dude in the White House. Okay, number two, as I discussed last week, ICE is now entitled to SNAP data. Well, California and New York are suing the federal government to block the demand for personal immigration data from SNAP recipients, okay? So the attorney generals argue this move could harm trust in public benefits programs and be used for deportation efforts. Once again, we can thank California and New York for standing up against the bully. Number three, Department of State to end most interview waivers by September. So there was a time where you could apply and you could seek a waiver and you wouldn't have to go to the interview and your visa would be approved and you could come to the United States. Those days are now over. Okay? So anticipate in-person interviews for most visas, H, L, M, and J, come September of this year, okay? Now, there is, there's this big, beautiful bill that was signed on July 4th, and that big, beautiful bill included a $250 visa integrity fee added to visas starting fiscal year of 2025. So, under the one big beautiful bill, new visa applicants, including tourists, students, and workers, will face a $250 additional fee for the visa integrity, in addition to already existing fees, okay? Refund policies remain unclear, and it may take years to process. So forget about getting that back. Forget about that. Just keep it moving. H-1B cap for fiscal year 2026 has already been reached. USCIS has received enough petitions to meet the cap for the fiscal year 2026. The Trump administration plans to end the random lottery in favor of wage-based selection process by March 2026, prioritizing higher paid applicants, potentially shutting out early career and student applicants. Number 6, ICE policy change ends bond hearings for millions, and we discussed that last week, that the new guidance from ICE now denies bond hearings to undocumented immigrants who entered into the United States illegally. It doesn't matter when. If it was 2 days ago, if it was 30 years ago, same rule applies. They will remain detained during the removal proceedings unless granted officer discretion. That means only ICE can make a determination on whether you should get bond. How fair do you think that's going to be? It's not. They are not allowing judges, immigration judges, to be able to make that determination to grant bond. Due process being impacted in major, major, major ways under this administration. Now, here we go. Birthright citizenship executive order may apply unevenly. A federal court has allowed Trump's order to proceed, meaning children born to undocumented or visa-holding parents after July 27, 2025 may no longer receive automatic citizenship depending on ongoing state-level legislation, which means that in some states they're considered citizens, in other states they're not considered citizens. Yeah. Number 8, state level shifts, sanctuary laws, and public health access. A federal judge dismissed the Trump administration's lawsuit, pushing Illinois to comply with enforcement, upholding its sanctuary policies under the 10th Amendment. Idaho, on the other hand, has ended state-funded vaccinations, prenatal and nursing care, and food assistance for undocumented residents effective July 1 in a broader immigration crackdown at the health policy level. So, once again, let's do a quick recap. Thank you, California and New York, for standing up for us. We've already got lawsuits going to prevent ICE access to Medicaid data. Florida and Tennessee sanctuaries versus state laws. Recent win in Chicago and threats to sanctuary cities. We appreciate all the sanctuary cities. Texas, Michigan, Kentucky, factories are crashing from deportations. Workers gone, assembly lines stalled. Texas and Michigan, you voted for it. Enjoy it. Idaho, new law stops vaccines and food aid for immigrants. That's where we are. All right. So that is our weekly update for this week. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoy getting the updates on a weekly basis and getting the summary and not having to succumb to watching news, I'm here. Click the follow, and I will see you guys next week.